All right, so in this video, I'm going to try and get through numbers 4, 5, and 6 on your first package of your exam review. So when we look at a question like this, so number 4, examine the graph of a parabola given and state the required information. Okay, so this is pretty typical. This is pretty typical of the stuff we're going to ask you about, right? So the vertex is really easy. You get to go find, the vertex is just simply, reading it is very easy, but you have to go find it. You have to know what it is, right? So let's go find it. The vertex is the maximum or minimum. It's the highest point on the parabola. So we know that that is right there, okay? And with that, I get to just simply, it's a point. So it has an X and a Y value. And it's better. So we just write the X and Y value. So it has an X value of 1 and a Y value of 4. So the vertex is going to be 1 and 4. Okay, and then we did some work around zeros. So you'll see the zeros are the points in which the graph crosses the x-axis, right? So it's the points where the Y value, the up and down value, Y, is 0, right? So 0 along here, which means I'm along the x-axis. So with these ones, I just get to simply say, okay, well, what's this point and what is this point? Well, it's -1 and has a value of 0 for y. And then the other one has a value of 3 for x and 0. So there are my two zeros. Y-intercept. Y-intercept's pretty easy. You go find it's where it crosses, where the graph crosses the y-axis, which occurs when x is equal to 0. You'll see horizontally or side to side, I'm at 0. So I get to read up where the graph crosses the y-axis. And it turns out it crosses right here at 0, 3. So there's your y-intercept. When x is equal to 0, y is 3. Okay? And then the direction of opening, well, is this opening up or is it opening down? Well, it's frowning, so let's go, it's opening down. Right. Now, last thing we got to kind of figure out here is, with regards to this equation or this graph, is this wants me to write an equation, a quadratic equation, representing the parabola in vertex form. Okay, so in factored form. Right, factored form. So which means when I factor, or anytime you've factored in this course, you've produced something that looks one piece multiplied by another. So those pieces are simply just the zeros in our question, -1, 0, and 3, 0. So I get to write something that looks like this, right? And x, 3. And then I simply, okay, well, I have to put the opposite sign. You remember when I read them off of here, I had to take the opposite. So when I look at this, the 3 is in the positive, which means I have to make this one negative. And then 1 is in the negative, so I have to make this one positive. And that's the equation of this parabola written in factored form. Okay. And for number 6, this one says expand and simplify. Okay, so this is the exact opposite of factoring. It's a way to check your answer, as you see in one of the other videos from booklet 2. I did one of these questions, and basically we get to set up, this is the table method, right? Right, so we create our table. Okay, and in it, I'm going to put the pieces. Okay. Okay, so in it, I'm going to put things across the sides. I'm trying to fill in the middle, right? That's what the expansion does. I'm trying to fill in the inside because we said area is equal to the length times the width, right? And this is the area on the inside. So here's my length, and here's my width. So they're going to go on the outside edges. Right? So I'm going to go x minus 4, x plus 2, and then I fill in the middle by multiplication. So x times x is going to give me x squared. X times negative 4 is going to give me negative 4x. Positive 2 multiplied by x, that fills out this box here, is going to give me 2x. And positive 2 multiplied by negative 4 is going to give me negative 8. And so my next step, this was always step 1, as we did the review for the test. Step 2, I always said was, okay, well, let's take the 4 things on the inside and write them in one line. So it's x squared minus 4x plus 2x minus 8. Okay, and then from there you can see how in the middle I've kind of got 2 things that are like terms, as we say. That they're able to be added together because of they both have an x. So then you just simply get to go, okay, well, x squared, negative 4 plus 2 is going to be negative 2x minus 8. That is the equation expanded. So this is expansion coming down, and going back up would be called factoring. Right? And let's move along here to b. Okay, I could do b in a different method, but you can always set up your table. So you have a method of your choosing on the exam. You can choose to do this question however you see fit, how you know how, what works best for you. Whatever gives you the answer is what we're after, right? Which is why we show you all these different ways. So again, I'm going to take the length and the width. I'm going to go x and minus 3 and x and plus 5, and then I'm going to fill in the middle. So I get x squared, negative 3x. Remember, I'm multiplying 5x and negative 15. Okay? And then that's always step 1. Step 2 is rewrite it, all 4 things on the inside. X squared minus 3x plus 5x minus 15. Step 3 is collect the terms in the middle. X squared plus 2x minus 15. And this should be y equals. It's always an equation, and equations have y equals on them, okay? So that's it. That's number 4, 5.